Hi, Ashley here and welcome to Funky Fresh Food. It's another week of the Great British Bake Off, which means another technical challenge. This week it's Herby Fougasse, something that I have no idea how to pronounce, no idea what it really looks like, never eaten it before, but at least it's a savoury challenge, which I'm excited about. Let's see how it turns out. On my marks, get set, bake! So the first thing it says is oil a tub. Now it's very specific in my instructions about what type of tub. It is a square plastic 3 litre container. Now I've only got a 3.3 litre circular container, so if Paul was here he would not be happy, but he's not, so I'm going to do it. He can't stop me. Now we've oiled that tub, the serious cooking can begin. Into a bowl we're going to go with our flour, our salt and yeast, making sure that the salt doesn't touch the yeast at this point. We're going to add the olive oil and about 3/4 of the water into the bowl. We'll give it a mix around and then gradually add the rest of the water bit by bit. Now I left 50 millilitres of my warm water out because I thought it was looking a little bit too wet. So be careful and really do add it bit by bit. Now in the Bake Off tent they're probably going to be using their really fancy £400 or £500 mixers, but I've only got these, so that's what I'm going to use. After about 8 to 10 minutes of kneading, you should have really sore arms and a nice elastic dough. So at this point we're going to chop up our herbs, which are sage, rosemary and thyme. We're going to strip them from any of their stalks, chop them up finely, and then knead them into the mixture for about another minute. We'll then pop our dough into our oiled bowl, cover it in cling film and then leave it to prove for about an hour. After just over an hour of proving, my dough is over doubled in size. We're now going to tip it out onto a table that's covered with semolina flour and plain flour. We're going to split this mixture in half and put each part on a separate piece of baking paper. Now in the instructions, this is where I'm really thankful that I'm not in the Bake Off tent, because I doubt they have anything as clear as this. But from these instructions, I think I sort of know what to do. So I'm going to cut 2 lines in the middle and stretch them out a bit, and then 6 diagonal sort of lines on each side and stretch those out a bit. And hopefully that's sort of what Paul's looking for. I suppose I'll find out later. Once I've done that to both of them, I'm going to cover them in cling film and then leave them to prove for another 20 minutes. We'll then remove the cling film from them, drizzle over some olive oil and sprinkle over a bit of dried oregano, and then we're going to pop them in a hot oven at around 200-220 degrees for 15 minutes. I've put both of mine in the oven at the same time because it's almost tea time for me and I want to enjoy these warm with my pasta dish. With hindsight, this is probably my downfall because I've burnt the one on top, but I've taken that out of the oven, hopefully it'll taste alright. And I've moved the other one up a rack and I'm going to cook it for another couple of minutes. Now these are out of the oven, I'm going to brush them with a bit of olive oil, grind over some sea salt, and then we're ready to serve. So I've just finished watching the Bake Off and I'm still really annoyed that I burnt one of my fougasses. But that's what happens sometimes, especially when you're trying to make it into a meal. But I'm still impressed with the one that I managed to not burn, because even though it's not quite as crispy as Paul wanted, it's got a really nice fluffy middle, and let's just give it a taste. It just tastes really good. Nice herbiness, a bit of saltiness on top. Yeah, I love bread and this is a good one. So overall, let's forget the burnt one, and I reckon I could have come 3rd, maybe 4th, which ain't too bad. If you've enjoyed today's episode, then please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed and want to stay up to date with all my future videos, be it Bake Off or my other cooking ones, then please subscribe. I usually say at this point in the video, I'm going to go enjoy this, but I've already had it with my tea, so I'm going to go to bed. Bye!